Hey everyone, welcome to Trail Sage, and today we're talking about power meters. I've been using a Stage's single crank arm power meter on my road bike for 6 years, and I loved it so much that 2 years ago I bought one for my mountain bike as well. So would I recommend installing one on your mountain bike? Unfortunately for the most of us, the answer is no. But there are a few folks that could benefit from one. We'll go over the advantages and disadvantages, and the reasons why you may want to consider one. So let's jump into the first question. How can power meters be useful? I love training outdoors, and I don't plan on getting an indoor trainer. Whether it's below freezing or baking hot, I just prefer to work out outside. However, if you're serious about getting the most out of your training, then a power meter in conjunction with a heart rate monitor makes a huge difference. I try and incorporate high-intensity interval training or HIIT workouts a couple times a week, and the power meter provides me the data I need to stay on top of my progress. In addition to power, it also tracks my cadence, which comes in handy if I'm training for a specific goal. Is a power meter worth it for a mountain bike? As I stated in the opening, the answer for most of us is no, for 4 reasons. 1. Mountain biking is less about sustained power and more about bursts of power. It's easy to track and hold power on the road, but trail riding is completely different. You have obstacles to avoid, short punchy climbs and descents, and the terrain is constantly changing. 2. Power meters can only track what's going through your pedals. But in mountain biking, there are plenty of instances where you're not turning the pedals but still putting out massive amounts of power. Carving turns, popping logs or step-ups, preloading jumps, and pumping the terrain are all good examples of that. 3. It's hard to look down at your computer when the terrain demands so much of your attention. I suppose if you were climbing smooth single track all the time, you could do it, but most of my trails aren't smooth or straight. And finally, the cost. While single crank arm power meters are less expensive compared to other options on the market, they'll still set you back $300 to $600, which is a ton of money for something that you might not get a lot of use out of. So who could benefit from a power meter on a mountain bike? Obviously, if you're a professional cross-country racer or you're training to become one, you probably already have a power meter on your bike, and let's be honest, you're probably not watching this video. But what about the rest of us? Well, if you're someone that loves data and studies the numbers during or after the ride, then yeah, this could be a great way to gather more info. I would also say if all you do is ride mountain bikes and all your training is done on them too, then this could be really helpful as long as you tailored your ride to get the most out of your power meter. Now here's a bonus question that's off topic but related. How do I use the power meter on my road bike to help with mountain biking? While I would love to ride my mountain bike all the time, it's just not feasible. It's rough on my body and gear, and it takes a lot more preparation and time since I don't live next to a trailhead. Therefore, I create workouts on my road bike that simulate the kind of riding that I do on my mountain bike. For me, being on the East Coast, I don't need to train big long climbs, but instead, I focus on high cadence and big power for a shorter burst of time, since that's closer to the kind of riding that I do on my mountain bike. So would I buy another power meter for my mountain bike? Probably not, but I am a bit of a numbers guy, so I'm not completely disappointed in my purchase. I guess I just thought it would be more useful than it actually was. I do have to admit it is nice being able to monitor my effort, but you can also do that using heart rate. Well, that does it for this video. If you found it helpful, hit that like button. And if you have any feedback or questions, leave them in the comments below. And finally, if you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Mic levels. Hold up. Hey. Look good. That's perfect. Hey everyone, welcome to Hey everyone, welcome. So would I recommend In addition to power, it also tracks my cadence. Two power meters can, all right. I'm doing a recording, Tosan. Mountain bikes and all your training is done on them too, then, therefore I create, thanks. All right, take two, part two, not take two, part two. Take two, I didn't screw up that much, please.